Well, it happened. I can't even believe it. There is a new rarity in Magic the Gathering. We had like foils, and then we had these showcase borderless foils, but now it's like it's a new thing. We have to talk about it. It's crazy. I don't know what to say.
The video starts right now. Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We are going to talk about Etched Foils. And we're going to see if Jake can find the words to describe his thoughts on Etched Foils. But first, if you would, go down there and hit like, hit subscribe. It really helps us out with the whole YouTube game.
It's the best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. Look at that card.
Yeah, let's swap over to this card. So what we're looking at here is a video posted on the official MTG website. And this is our close-up, moving look at Etched Foils. We're just going to leave this on rotate for a while here, and we're going to talk about this. Jake, what we're also seeing here is a new frame that was announced as part of Commander Legends. So we have a variant of a legend, Prossh, Skyraider of Care, that's been printed before. We have a variant of Prossh, and then among those variants, we're going to have some variants of those variants that are Etched Foil, which is this new foil treatment. It's another rarity of foil. I had speculated earlier in the year that this was going to happen. We all kind of thought maybe we're going to keep getting rarities. Maybe we're going to get a new rarity past Mythic. That seems to be something that they're aiming at. And earlier this year, I interviewed Vorthos Mike, friend of the channel, find him on Twitter, about the art in Ikoria Collector's Editions with the showcase comic book art and how it was such a divergence from what an MTG card looked like. And we speculated in that video that we would have a new different type of foiling, maybe a textured foiling, or maybe something else, and we got something else. This is not textured, it just looks differently. And so, Jake, we are in uncharted waters right now. Those are my thoughts. What's your initial reaction to this look?
Well, let's just go right off the aesthetic before we start talking about the price of these cards and stuff. I think the card is beautiful.
Me too.
Black and gold.
Big fan.
It looks really nice. And it doesn't look like there's any kind of surface scratching on this card or anything like that. I'm really interested to see, once we start seeing some openings, the quality of these. Let's talk about where we can get this product, because I'm sure everybody's wondering about that. This is going to pop up in the collector boosters. Is that correct?
That is correct. Every now and then they say you will get them at a very low frequency in regular draft boosters of Commander Legends. However, foil etched cards, you will be able to find them in every pack of the collector's booster product for this release of Commander Legends. I'm telling you, they are driving these prices, driving these reprints.
Yeah, and that's good and bad. When you're reprinting a lot of cards, you're making the game more accessible to people.
Right.
But when you're reprinting so many different variants, the collectors and the people who are looking to, I don't know, try to get every single card for their collection, the completionists, it becomes very, very, very difficult for those people to have any sort of, I don't know, confidence in a product like this. I do think this card is absolutely gorgeous, but I was saying this to Joel before the video, you know, as somebody who collects MTG cards that wants them to, you know, maintain their value, it makes me want to start looking at reserve list more and more, as most likely, unless something crazy were to happen, a lot of those cards aren't going to be reprinted, or, you know, in theory will never be reprinted.
Right.
So while this Prossh is awesome, you know, Joel already has a copy of Prossh for his Prossh deck. However, anybody who's like blinging out their commander deck, I have no problem with them picking this up to make that deck
Oh, yeah.
cooler. If this is the variant that they want, I mean, that's the reason that this card exists. But these collector products, yeah, we're just going to get more and more of them. And then eventually, you're going to have an etched, signed, I don't know, whatever. And then, maybe in theory, one day they really do go, you know what? Let's put a reserve list card in this at this insane rarity. You can get Gaia's Cradle. We're not going to do every reserve list card, but we're going to include one Gaia's Cradle in every 100 packs. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. But I don't know. It's really hard to tell where we're going. I think the card is really cool. That's pretty much my thoughts.
Absolutely. I mean, it does speak to what you're saying, man. It's in multiple directions. Nothing. If everything is special, nothing is special. And so all of the stuff that they can reprint 1,000 times over with a ton of variants, it's dope. Everybody's got choices. I want this version of Prossh, to be completely frank. I want to acquire a etched foil, showcase frame Commander Legends Prossh Skyraider of Care. That's a mouthful, but I still want it. And you also start thinking, okay, what's next? How far are we taking this? We already know that for pre-releases, we can stamp dates in gold onto the cards pretty easily. How about we stamp first edition on some of these cards? How about for some of the holiday cards even, we've seen Christmas 2019, Christmas 2018, so the gold stamps can go on there. We've already got that process in place. How do we further make them even specialer,
Yeah, I mean, just like here is the etched normal art Prossh. In theory, there could be an etched showcase extended border Prossh.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's no limit to adjectives. You can do as many as you want. That's pretty much like where I'm at on this. I do think that it's really cool. I think that the collector products are just, Space Godzilla, Death Corona. Let's just own that right now. I'm going to own my bamboozlement with Space Godzilla, Death Corona, which was this, it came out in Ikoria. It's going to be this discontinued name for this card that's been impactful during a weird time. However, it's an uncommon. And those uncommons popped up. And now, while this is a mythic, we already said there will be one of these in every single collector booster pack. Is that correct? An etched foil.
Correct.
In every pack. Okay, so there you go, right off the bat. There are going to be some that are chase cards. There's going to be others that are going to be less popular commanders.
Right.
You're going to be able to get cheap ones. So if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, are any of these going to be cheap? Yeah. Yes.
Of course. We know that there are something like 70 legends in the entire set. We know that only about 30 of those, if I'm correct, are multicolor legends, which I'm right now equating with, competitively playable, really good playable cards. Some of them will be new and some of them will be reprints. Obviously, we've seen Prossh. And so, yeah, some of them will be like that. That's the dope one that I want. Some of them will be more like a $10, $20 card, I would assume. But I also would assume that, the cheapest of these etched foil cards is not going to be a $10 bill. I think it's going to be a $20 bill minimum for even the worst.
Yeah, unless it's some of those lower end. We might be looking at the highest of the high end here as far as like the holy grail of what you could be pulling.
Right.
But like the low end could be one of these new uncommon partner commanders that are coming out in this new product that are just very medium. And those could possibly have this showcase treatment as well.
Yeah, so if this is the high end, that would suck because right now it's $3 or $4, which leads me to believe it's not going to be the high end. Leads me to believe
we're probably going to get like a Traxa, and we're probably going to get like
King Kenny.
Yeah, man, like that kind of stuff.
Top commanders of the past week, we're looking at Kenrith, Golos, Korvold, Brea, Atraxa, Muldrotha.
Oh, like Muldrotha, dude?
Yeah. These would be Marin, Lord Windgrace. These would be ones that I would say are high potential targets for reprinting in this set. Edgar Markov, we've only gotten the one version of Edgar, if I'm not mistaken, and so he holds a scarcity price. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know that he was banned in one-on-one EDH, nobody really plays that. 2017 Commander was our only one, and so I would expect a reprint there. If I was trying to make calls, Eureka's a $4 one, but it's a good target. Atraxa 18, Muldrotha 11. These cards in that etched foil, oh my gosh, I definitely want that. I've still got my Edgar Markov deck. I want Marin, I want Yarok in those treatments. Corvold will look sick in those treatments because he's all about this being this like dragon nobility that hoards a lot of treasure and has a lot of money.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is that these are super sick. I am loving how much variants we are getting this year and how many like collectible versions we're getting, but I am wary, Jake, going forward of if everything is special, nothing is special. If everything is reprinted, the collector value side of it does not, the regular cards don't hold water anymore, which maybe is a good thing, that anybody can acquire a regular version of some expensive card, but they've reprinted it enough times that it gets into affordable range, which is good because it grows the player base. We talked about this on stream. But if you have the like premium, super rare, extended, etched, stamped, licked, signed, burned, lightning, blessed by Thor himself version, then the collectors also still get their taste.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But for me, it does make me focus on, picking up reserve list staples, because as far as I know, that's not going to be reprinted. And there's a cheap Prossh, and then there's this super expensive Prossh, and I don't think that that's a bad thing at all. All right, well, we've talked about etched foils today, what we've seen right off the bat. We want to hear from you. Put it in the comments. Let us know what you think about this. And, we're going to obviously be following this up here in the not so distant future, I'm sure.
Let's close the book on etched foils. Really appreciate everybody watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like Jake said, let us know down in the comments what you think of etched foils and if you're going to be acquiring some etched foils. If it strikes you so, go check out our Patreon. Link is down in the description below. Best way to support the channel besides clicking like and subscribe, which we also hope you do. Joel, words. Oh my gosh, shooting on a Saturday, right?
Come on. Yep, filming on a Saturday. Until next time, we're tapped out.